What if Ken Kaneki went up against Okarun, the One-Eyed King versus Tober Granny's Protégé? That's what we're gonna break down today. Sup folks, Robot here, and I finally get the chance to talk about two characters from two series I really like. On one side we've got Ken Kaneki, the reluctant half-ghoul who became one of the more tragic heroes in manga. On the other, we've got Okarun, the awkward human yokai hybrid brawler from Dandadan. What's funny is that the two actually have a lot in common. They're both these awkward bookish students who caught the eye of your standard manic pixie dream girl, ended up getting assaulted by a deranged monster, and transformed into a red-eyed, white-haired, black outfit protagonists who look like the profile pictures we all had during our emo phase in the 2010s. The aesthetic is immaculate, and I'm here for it. But this video isn't about aesthetics. It's about figuring out who would actually win in a fight, so let's not waste any more time. For this matchup, I'll be using Okarun as of chapter 165 of the Dandadan manga, which includes some spoiler-heavy developments for his powers, and Kaneki as of chapter 137 of the Tokyo Ghoul manga, during his first fight with Arima. I'll run through the scaling for both before putting them head to head. I'll try to keep spoilers light, but some things are unavoidable. Kaneki's growth is one of the more abrupt power curves in anime and manga. He starts off in season 1 barely able to hang with low-tier ghouls like Nishiki, but by the time we hit the Owl Suppression arc, Kaneki's fighting high-ranking CCG investigators, elite Algae Tree members, and eventually multiple S-rated ghouls with terrifying efficiency. At his peak in this time frame, Kaneki's Kagune can cleave through multiple meters of reinforced concrete, pure CCG quinkes, and overpower multi-ton opponents with sheer brute force. One of the most iconic moments is when he rips apart Jason's Kakuja with nothing but raw Kagune strikes. Down the best anime OP needle drop of all time. Debate me, I dare you. That feat alone comfortably lands him in the multi-city block range. You can get numbers for his Kakuja form from his fight with Arima. During the fight with Arima, Kaneki clashes against Ixa, one of Arima's primary Quinke. Ixa is not some random CCG toy, it's a Kohaku type weapon durable enough to withstand Arima's duels with top tier ghouls. Kaneki actually manages to damage it, which Arima himself acknowledges. That puts Kaneki by scaling somewhere in the ballpark of the high tier ghouls at this point in the series. To be specific, we can use Eto as a ballpark, and she can casually do this. Thus, we can put Kaneki at full power in the multi-city block to small town levels of AP and durability. From the very beginning, ghouls are consistently portrayed as bullet timers, evading gunfire, blitzing humans, weaving through machine gun rounds. That's the baseline. But Kaneki's speed scales even higher. We've got lightning reaction feats, once again courtesy of Arima. His Quinke Narukami fires bolts of lightning using condensed RC cells. Kaneki, fighting well enough to get some praise from Arima, should be comparable to Renji, who also fought Arima and was capable of evading Narukami's lightning. This allows us to get Kaneki into the lightning timer bracket. Kaneki's biggest edge in a prolonged fight is twofold: his combat skill and his regen. His hand-to-hand abilities are very underrated. He absolutely dismantled Ayato, who was already a skilled brawler. Afterwards, he went psycho on him and broke half the bones in his body, which I'm pretty sure should have killed him if not for his regeneration. Speaking of regeneration, this might be his most broken trait in a one-on-one. He's regenerated from having his arms and legs cut off, being skewered through the torso, and even getting stabbed in the head. If you're in his weight class or below, you pretty much have to completely destroy his brain in one instant, or he'll come back swinging. Now let's switch gears to Okarun. I'll be honest, before I actually read Dandadan, whenever I saw a picture of Okarun in his transformed state, I thought, damn, Ishida Shutsu. But once you dive in, Okarun's power set is very different, and a lot weirder. Okarun's powers come from Tober Granny, a yokai famous for her speed, and yeah, they literally cap her ability at 100 km an hour, but don't worry, we'll get to that. Okarun's AP is deceptively high. He's thrown hands with yokai and aliens many times larger than himself, sending them flying through buildings. His punch is smashed through alien exosuits, and when going all out, he's able to devastate the landscape. The cleanest way to scale him is to use the Evil Eye, since they've had many close fights. Hold on, cause there's a lot in this chain. The Evil Eye is capable of one-shotting Takomeshi, who earlier was able to survive a hit from Gigi's evil gun, which later was capable of matching his gravity beam and some other aliens' combined attack. Now Now Takomeshi's gravity beams can do this. So with the chain, you can scale the Evil Eye, and consequently Okarun's AP, to the multi-CD block ranges. Yeah, this one initially threw me for a loop when I started thinking about it. Okarun's ability is literally capped at being able to move at 100 kilometers an hour, but then you see the shit is capable of doing.
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Similar to JJK with the Mach 3 meta, I feel like it's more justifiable to actually scale the characters based on feats rather than statements, especially because they literally call it out in the series that it doesn't make sense. So with that out the way, we can look into the feats to get some values. The sci-fi elements of the story really help here. Okarun and the other members of the main cast consistently react to alien weaponry like railguns, particle beams, and higher energy blasts. Railgun projectiles travel at a fraction of the speed of light, and particle beams can reach relativistic ranges, so at a bare minimum, Okarun has relativistic reaction times. Unlike Kaneki, Okarun doesn't have regeneration or hack-based abilities. His main gimmick besides raw speed and strength is lightning transmission, kind of like an amphibian-style move that lets him travel through wiring.
Approach. Where'd he go?
But it's situational, so it's not much of a factor in this bout. What really sets him apart is his creativity. Okarun is constantly improvising, using the environment to trap or outmaneuver his enemies, and setting up finishing blows that look like something out of a Jackie Chan movie. He's scrappy, clever, and never afraid to throw himself at someone 10 times his size. The arena is a high school classroom, rows of desks suspended in empty space. Two figures stand across from one another, tension coiling like a spring. Both Kens ready to pounce and end this quickly. Okarun wastes no time. He blitzes forward with a lightning-fast straight, but Kaneki's reflexes are razor-sharp. He snatches the strike mid-motion and drives his knee into Okarun's face. Amplifying the blow with Okarun's own momentum, the impact hurls Okarun back, his feet gouging trenches into the concrete floor as he fights to regain balance. Kaneki doesn't relent. He lunges with a devastating overhand strike meant to crush his opponent outright. Okarun slips past at the last second, and Kaneki's fist obliterates a row of lockers, sending shrapnel scattering. But Kaneki has more than brute force. His Kagune lashes out like crimson chains. One tendril coils around Okarun's leg, yanking him towards a close quarters encounter. Okarun digs his nails into the ground, refusing to be dragged in. He knows Kaneki dominates at close range, but then, a spark of cunning. He suddenly lets go, surrendering to the pole. Kaneki reels him in for a barrage of savage strikes, but Okarun was ready. He meets him head-on, fists and fury colliding. Okarun wins out in the clash and sends him careening through the school. Walls crumble, lockers warp, and desks explode as both fighters smash through classroom after classroom. Their brutal momentum only ends when they crash into the gymnasium, obliterating the basketball courts and sending racks of sport balls scattering across the floor. Okarun is the first to recover. He dashes out of the crater, putting distance between them. He notices the scattered balls, ammunition. He snatches one up and rockets it with the ferocity of a dodgeball champion at Kaneki, who returns with even more venom. And just like that, the battle takes on a strange new rhythm. A savage parody of schoolyard sports. The two exchange volleys in a blur. Balls spiked like volleyballs, launched like football passes, punted like soccer shots. Each exchange rattles the gym with absurd force, each hit turning simple leather into a weapon. One misplaced shot signals the end of games. The gym falls silent. Kaneki's Kakuja surges forth, monstrous armor of flesh and Kagune wrapping around him. Okarun gets into his stance, aura blazing with otherworldly resolve. The warm-up is over. Now it's time to decide a winner. Both fighters have clear but difficult paths to victory. Okarun thrives on speed, creativity, and unpredictability. His best chance lies in weaving around Kaneki's relentless assaults, using his improvisation to manufacture an opening. A perfectly timed all-out strike, ideally targeting the head, could secure him the win. Kaneki, meanwhile, excels at raw power, resilience, and close-quarters brutality. His regeneration gives him an enormous safety net, allowing him to endure the punishment Okarun inevitably dishes out. If you can ensnare Okarun with his Kagune, drag him into close range, and pummel him before a critical strike lands, victory is his. When weighing their strengths, Kaneki has the more consistent path to victory. His regeneration offsets Okarun's higher hit count. All his combat experience and sheer power tilt the scales. Still, Okarun's speed and unpredictability make this far from one-sided. So from there, I'd say Kaneki takes this 7 times out of 10, but every victory comes at extremely high difficulty. I always thought it was kind of funny that Okarun and Kaneki both have the name Ken. I could legit see a joke between the two and Momo regarding that. Anyways, that's the video. I'm interested to hear what you think. Do you agree, disagree, or have comments on my analysis? Leave a comment and I'll address as many as I can. Also, if you want to see the comic panels in full, you can find them on my Instagram or Blue Sky, links in the description. And if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Anyways, that's all for now. Peace out.